Hey y'all, I'm Jen from Squisito. Welcome to the Now We're Cooking Olive Oil Show. Today I'm going to take you to Kristen's house and she is making tacos. Now Kristen has cooked for us before. She made homemade pizza for us and it was amazing. She loves to cook in her spare time and she just does it as a side thing, but she's really, really good at it. So it's so fun when we get to go to her house and she gets to cook for us. I'm always amazed at the combinations and the things that she comes up with. It's really amazing. Now, I wanted to show you one other thing. So I don't know if you watched my last video, but we've had a few orders, a few more than normal orders, and that is because our friend Jess mentioned us in one of her videos, and she has a channel on YouTube called Roots and Refuge. So if you haven't ever seen that, which I'm sure most of you have, go check it out if you haven't seen it. But I want to show you something really cool. So, a few of you may have been some of the people that placed an order, but we have a few orders. So I want to show you what it looks like. These are fixing to go to the post office. Look at all these orders. Don't mind the onion sets. That's just something I couldn't pass up the other day. But look at all of the orders. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. This is awesome. I appreciate y'all so much. We are getting them out. Sorry, it's dark. Let me get back in here to the light. So we are getting these orders out as quickly as possible. I promise y'all. I have brought on a few more people to help get these orders out. So we're working to get them to you. I promise. But right now, I'm going to take you to Kristen's house and she is going to make tacos for us. So in the meantime, you can have a taco recipe to think about. Let's go to Kristen's. Okay, so we made it to Kristen's house, and this is Hendrix, and this is Kristen. Harper's in the living room, but you'll be seeing her soon, I'm sure. So Kristen is going to cook for us. What are you going to cook?
We're going to make adobo chicken street tacos and cast iron street corn and green rice. It's like cilantro lime rice.
Yum. Doesn't that sound good? I'm so excited.
Oh, and pico. Yeah, I'm going to make pico together.
Oh, good. Okay, I love pico. That's great on everything. Yay. Okay, let's get started. Okay, products we're going to use. Blood orange oil, the new cilantro Hank sauce. It's cilantro infused hot sauce. Butter oil, chipotle oil, Persian lime oil, and tangerine balsamic. Okay, so now let's see you do it.
So I measure it into a glass measuring cup just so I can whisk it in here so it's all incorporated before I pour it over the chicken. So.
And save a dish.
Yes, and I kind of eyeball it so that saves me more dishes, but
yep,
I have the recipe.
Me too.
So I do about
a couple tablespoons. Yes. I would just eyeball it too. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's about one. That's about two.
I know people can't. My husband, he uses every dish to measure precisely what he's doing. So.
But Colin also does all the cleaning, right? Didn't
there's a sign over there he got for Christmas that says "She who cooks doesn't clean" because he does all my cleaning for me.
That's so nice. Look at that. That should be the rule for every household.
So then I'm going to do just some salt. Not too much. That's why I like you were saying, that seasoning so you can control the salt you put in it.
Yes, me too.
I always use kosher salt because I just like, you can use less of it and I like the texture of it. So then I have some coarse ground black pepper. I like this better than the overly ground pepper from the store. And then
I like a lot of seasonings without salt because it's so easy to over salt everything. We have a Cajun seasoning at the store too that I use a lot. I'm sorry, you're gonna.
No, you're fine. Yeah.
That it doesn't have salt, and that's because my husband oversalts everything, and so I got a Cajun seasoning for him.
And I would use that taco seasoning because I use this because it was everything I already put in my bread.
Oh yeah, the Tuscany bread dipping.
But I have all this stuff already, so I just always pull it out for different things. So this, you can kind of use your palm to measure. That's about 2 tablespoons of chipotle powder.
That's a good way to measure.
And then, but I guess it depends on the size of your hand.
Yeah.
So, and then
it's not going to ruin it, though, even
if
you have a little bit more.
Yeah. I kind of like it. It tastes different every time.
That's cumin, huh?
Yes, cumin in there. The smoked paprika. Do about a tablespoon of this. That. That's good there.
Tablespoon of smoked paprika.
Okay, and then we're gonna use this vinegar. So I
Now
would
that's
say
balsamic.
Balsamic.
So
yeah.
is it going to be too sweet?
I don't think so because
Okay.
the orange juice is really sweet. So
Oh,
I'll probably
yeah.
use one orange instead of two, and then it'll kind of
Ooh,
balance
okay,
out.
I'm excited about this.
So I'm just gonna do probably about 2 tablespoons of that,
Yep.
and then I'll add a little bit of this just in case for some more acid.
Yeah. So if you don't know, balsamic vinegar is a lower acid vinegar. So if you need more acid, in your in whatever you're cooking, you're gonna need to use something like an apple cider or a red wine vinegar to give it more acid.
Okay, so then these, I saw a tip on another cooking show, and you can blend this up and like add it by the tablespoon to different recipes.
Yum, that's a good idea.
And I really liked, I think I found it in the tube at the Fresh Market that's in West Little Rock. But this, so I just scoop this out of this can here, and it has some onions and garlic in it.
Okay,
so it's
let's
kind
see.
of like slow cooked peppers.
Oh yeah, okay.
And so I like spicy food, so
Me
I do
too.
2 cans. And with an Instant Pot, you need at least a cup of liquid.
Okay.
So that's why sometimes I use more oranges, sometimes I use, it's not going to hurt it like you said.
Right. So if you
need
weren't
more.
using an Instant Pot to cook your chicken,
You could do
you could do the oven?
The crock pot.
The crock pot. Okay, so the crock pot, or, and how long would it take if you're
You can
doing
do 4 hours on high or 6 hours on low.
Okay, that's
And
easy.
yeah, I think everyone has a crock pot. So hopefully,
Yeah, yeah.
if not, you could do it in the oven. I'm sure at like a similar temperature in a dish. But the crock pot, you don't need as much liquid
Yeah,
because with the Instant Pots, do you have an Instant Pot?
I do.
Yeah, they like vacuum seal it. So
Yeah, I've had an electric pressure cooker that I bought from QVC whenever I was pregnant. So I've had it for 8 years, and then I've just bought an Instant Pot this year. So I'm up with the times. Now mine's not as fancy as yours. She's got a fancy
I
Instant Pot.
actually made these tacos for a family
Look at
friend,
that.
and she sent that to my house after I made them at her house.
What this is your reward? Okay, so
Yes.
these must be the best tacos
Yeah, they're
ever.
really
she got
good.
an Instant Pot from
Yes.
my friend for making these tacos. What?
Yeah, because she had one at her house. I'd never made them in anything but a crock pot. And then,
What?
so she sent me that so I could make them all the time. Because sometimes I'd want them and I didn't want to wait 4 hours. And they
Yeah.
only take 45 minutes in an Instant
Oh,
Pot.
cool.
So
Okay.
then I'm going to roll the limes just to get the
Yep.
juice really good in them. So I'll cut these.
If you don't know that tip,
half.
yeah, roll your limes and then it releases the juices. So whenever you cut them, then you can squeeze them. Roll.
Okay. Everyone knows I love to cook, so this cutting board was a Christmas present a few years ago.
Neat.
It's all, these knives were present.
So that's awesome. Oh, squeezing the limes. I'm missing the squeezing of the
So
limes.
I'll just put these in here.
So you get a lot of gifts from people because they know you cook. That's really cool.
Yes, it's on my 10th birthday. My friends like brought me like spatulas and stuff, and they were like, "This is
Really?
the weird." My parents thought this was so weird that I'm buying. Like,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I never get gifts from people because I like to cook. I need gifts. If my friends are watching this, I need some gifts. I need some cooking gifts. I'm always buying myself stuff. But you know what? I always ask for stuff. So like my husband says, "What do you want for Christmas?" And I'll say something crazy like, "Oh, I saw this new skillet I really want."
Yes.
He's like, "That's so dumb." And I'm like, "No, it's not. That's what I want. That is
Yes.
what I want." And so it always makes me laugh. And I'm like, "Well, that's what I want." And I mean, so why not give me what I want? No, he usually does. And then he buys me what he wants me to have too. Because
Yes.
he's a good guy. He loves to. His love language is gift giving.
Yeah, so,
So-
is my husband's.
Is
yeah.
it?
And I like people to do stuff for me, so it's more of a, I like acts of
Right.
love, but he likes giving, so it's funny. I'll
Yeah.
take it.
Yeah, yeah. Gifts are good too.
That's this past Christmas. He got me, or my parents and him together got me a new KitchenAid mixer because mine was
Oh.
17 years old.
What?
I'd used it forever. Those things last a long time.
I've had mine for a long time. You want me to tell you a funny story?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll tell y'all a funny story. So when me and my husband first got married, we were walking through a store and we were Christmas shopping, and he said, "Hey, look at this KitchenAid mixer." And I was like, he said, "You want that for Christmas?" And I said, "No, I would never use a mixer. I don't bake. I just have never been a baker, and I just
Yeah.
never thought I would use a KitchenAid mixer because nobody, whenever I grew up, ever had a KitchenAid mixer. So I didn't think I would ever use one. So I was like, no, I would never use that. And he didn't say anything. He was just like, oh, okay. So at Christmas, I opened up a gift, and I had a KitchenAid mixer, and his mom fell out laughing, and she was like, he called me and said that you had told him that you would not want a KitchenAid mixer, but he had already bought it, and I was like, oh my gosh, how embarrassing. I felt so bad. But I've used it a lot since then. I told him, I was like, oh, it'll be great. I'll use it. I was like, oh gosh, the things I say. I need to just stop talking sometimes.
That happens to me a lot. I'm like, I just shouldn't say it. That's nice. Like, sure. I like it for the attachments because I make pastas and things.
Yeah, you have to make pasta for us sometime.
Yes.
We're going to do that. Okay,
Yes.
so we got to set that up, and you got to make pasta for us. I've never made pasta.
Especially with my new mixer, because it'll probably be a lot more. My other one was making weird sounds.
Really?
It was when I was pregnant with my daughter. I saw something that, and this is just garlic. I smashed it and then peeled it. And it doesn't really matter how big you cut it because it's just a marinade type of thing that it's cooking in. I actually use this for a marinade, but you don't want to do it overnight because there's so much acid it would
it would
process
cook the chicken.
yeah. But it's really good for steak or pork. If I use it on pork, I use pineapple instead of orange juice.
Yeah, pork with pineapple.
So I'm just roughly cutting this because it won't really affect anything. Okay. So then put this in this here. And I'm actually going to use a spatula because sometimes with those chilies, they're really dry. So that's another variable with the liquid that you get out of it. So let me grab this. There are a little bit more peppers than I
You're just going to mix it up.
Yeah, so that it's all incorporated. So this is all the ingredients we talked about, and then I have a little like hand-drawn recipe for it on my Instagram. So I'll do this and mix this
And
up.
Kristen has an Instagram, and she has lots of cool stuff on her Instagram. So we will link her Instagram and your TikTok.
Yes, yeah,
She has a
TikTok.
TikTok too.
Yeah.
And so we'll link that below too in the description.
Then I'll pour this over the chicken in here, and then I've got some of that olive oil in there. Make sure. I'm just gonna get that all out in there.
And that's the Persian lime olive oil you had with in the chicken.
Yes, it is. I love lime. I'm going to use that for the tortillas too.
Yeah, I need that for the tortillas. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to try it. So then I'll just mix this all up over the chicken, and you can see it's more than a cup of liquid, which is another reason I like using that measuring cup. And then
that is so cool. I've got to use my Instant Pot more.
yes, and then of course that's contaminated now, so got over there.
Yeah.
And then I'll put this on. I know this is a big one. So then I go to, and my son was playing with it. Go to pressure cook, and then I'll let me change this.
Does yours have like a pressure cook high and low, or is it just all one?
It lets you choose everything. So see, it says pressure high, delay off. This has a bunch of different options, I guess.
Okay, pressure high on for 45 minutes.
I do 45 minutes pressure cook on high, and then I let it like 5 minutes of warm where it holds it. I don't know if that makes a difference, but that's what I do.
Okay.
And so then I'll keep this over here. So then the next thing I want to do is the rice because it'll take a little bit of time. So I rinsed some white rice. I normally do this with brown rice because it's a really healthy option, but it takes a long time to cook.
Yeah, it does
I
take
do the
longer.
white rice today. So I'm going to use that lime olive oil again.
Okay.
And the skillet's already hot, maybe too hot, so we'll see here.
But you just rinsed that rice in the.
Yes.
Okay.
So then I'll put some of this in the bottom. It's good to toast your rice before you cook it.
Yum.
And then I'll get another. I have a million things over here. You're fine. Okay. Yeah, so get this. And that water's in there.
It'll cook out, huh?
Yeah. I did this with parsley last night, and I was like, this is going to explode. Water and hot oil. And this is a cup of rice. So you do a cup of rice to 2 cups liquid. So you can use chicken or vegetable stock or whatever you want.
A cup of rice to 2 cups liquid, okay? All right.
And so
I have to repeat it or else it doesn't stick in my brain.
that's okay. I've just made it so many times, so I remember. Because we'll make this and eat on it all week in different ways.
Are y'all like that? Do you, if you don't repeat something that somebody says, you don't remember it? Because I can hear it, and if I'm looking at something and I'm not paying attention to what they're saying, I mean, I hear it, but I don't hear it, you know.
And then, so this is kind of a cilantro lime rice. So I use the lime olive oil. So I'm going to actually use some of the cilantro that I have. It's the cilantro and roasted onion.
Okay, I love that oil. The
I
roasted
really like
onion
it.
comes out to me more than the cilantro. So if you're not a huge cilantro fan, but you
won't,
don't mind
yeah.
cilantro, it's not going to be overpowering for you. You're gonna really like it, especially if you like roasted onion, because the roasted onion flavor really comes out. So look at that.
I'm actually almost out of that one because we've been obsessed. I think I said in the last video the pho soup that we make.
Oh yeah.
And so I use that because the cilantro, it's really good with Asian flavors.
And you made a video on the pho soup, didn't you?
Yeah. I didn't do any instructions over it because I was scared to do voiceover. So now I'm doing voiceover on it because people ask me to. So.
Yeah.
So I'm just letting this get kind of toasty in the oil. And you just do that for maybe 3 minutes or so.
Okay.
You don't want to over brown it. And then another thing I do sometimes. So this, sometimes I put a peel of lime in it, because then when you add that stock, it'll kind of infuse it. Because I use stock. You should never use water for rice. I don't understand it. People are always like, "Why is your rice so good?" I'm like, I don't use water.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It has no flavor. Water has no flavor, and if you have stock, any kind of stock, vegetable or chicken or anything. What do you use more of, the chicken or the?
So I don't eat a lot of meat. I'm actually haven't had any since August, but I'm gonna have this chicken today.
Yeah.
But I usually use vegetable
Uh-huh.
unless I'm trying to like add some more protein and nutrients. I'll use chicken.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use chicken today.
Okay. So you put the whole lime zest in there instead of little pieces, and then you can take it out.
Yes.
Oh, that's so smart. That's why I love making these videos. Like I think I learned more than y'all learn in these videos. This is so cool. Like, who would have thought to use a whole chunk of the lime zest instead of little pieces so you can take it out? Y'all probably already knew that.
So then it's really good to season your rice too before you put it in there because it'll get really intense. So I put garlic, salt, and pepper. So I'm going to use your Squisitos.
Oh, the Squisito SPG. So that is the salt, pepper, and garlic. It's an easy way to get all three of them in there.
Yes. My kids love this on their eggs that we make. We go through some eggs.
We do too.
Yeah. My husband used to never want to get chickens, and now he's like, maybe we should get chickens because we buy eggs so much.
Well, I have chickens, and I wouldn't say that it's any cheaper, but at least you know what your chickens are eating.
That's true.
So that makes a huge difference.
Hey, Harper.
Here. Say hi, Harper.
Hi.
Hi.
Why aren't you helping us cook?
She's coding
Here,
a
let me come down
movie.
I don't know.
Do you remember when we made the pizza video?
Yeah.
And you cooked pizza. You rolled out your dough. You did all kinds of stuff with that pizza. That was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was good pizza.
Mhm.
That was right before Halloween. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Did you go trick-or-treating?
Yeah.
And did you get candy? Any?
Yeah.
How much?
I think I counted like 15 or something.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good stash. You got it. You got it. That's probably all the candy bars you need anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, but Hendrix kept putting his in mine.
Yeah, he did.
Ah, that's hilarious.
They're best friends.
That's so
They're
funny.
cute.
So you gonna help us cook today?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
So now I've got 2 cups because I have a cup of rice, and I've got 2 cups of chicken stock.
Okay.
So I'll pour that over it. And then once that like boils a lot, I'll add the lid on, and then it's about 35 minutes because if you don't make instant rice, it does take a little bit longer. But since that takes so long, I've got time anyways.
Yeah, perfect.
I'll make pico now.
Okay, let's see
So-
how you make pico.
I have some tips people may or may not know about pico. So the first thing you want to do is cut the jalapeno and the red onion and put the lime juice over it with a bunch of salt, and it draws out all the liquid.
Okay.
And you let that sit for at least 5 minutes, and then add tomatoes and cilantro to it.
Awesome.
So it kind of resets there. These are huge onions, so I don't know if I'll use this whole thing. That in there. And then a jalapeno. Of course, you always want to wash your hands. I like spicy foods. So I do 2 of them. It's really spicy usually. Depends on the jalapeno you get though.
Yeah, that's true. I grew some jalapenos this year because I love the flavor of jalapeno, but sometimes they're way too spicy. But I really like the flavor, so I thought, okay, I'll grow some jalapenos, and they're not. I was so disappointed.
I've never heard of that.
They're not. They're supposed to be not hot jalapenos.
Oh.
But to me, they didn't have. I mean, it tasted like a sweet pepper. It didn't really taste like a jalapeno. It didn't really have the jalapeno flavor to me. So I was like,
Yeah.
So Kristen is also a dental hygienist.
Yes.
So she just gave a tip on if you get canker sores. Okay, what?
Try changing toothpaste. It's SLS. It's
Okay.
sodium lauryl sulfate.
Oh yeah, that's a bad ingredient in a lot of stuff.
Yes. You can have, like, it can cause dandruff. You can have, because it's in a lot
Right.
of shampoos. It's what makes stuff bubble.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Then,
what's awesome about our olive oil skincare line is that it doesn't have any SLS in it, and it has all natural ingredients. It comes from Australia. If you haven't checked out our skincare line, it's on our website, and it's fantastic. My favorite product out of our skincare line is the face moisturizer. And I was just sitting here thinking, now my face, oh my gosh, it's so pale this time of year because I haven't been out in the sun. It's crazy how much color we lose in the wintertime. Okay, so you're squeezing the limes, you got the
and these are
jalapenos
kind
and
of
the onions.
yes, and these are kind of small, so I'm doing 2 of these limes.
And you roll them so they squeeze real good.
Yes, and I'll show you after a few minutes how much liquid comes out when you salt it. It's kind of like strawberries, so you put sugar on them, and all that water will come out, or sweet liquid. Okay, so then I'm going to heavily salt this with some kosher salt.
Oh, let me see.
It's probably about a tablespoon
Okay.
of that. So I'm just going to let this sit for a little bit, and then this is always better the next day.
Okay.
For tomatoes, this is a total hack from the Rachel Ray show that
Is
I
that
love.
where you use the lid?
Yes.
I saw that. I use it all the time.
I do it for my kids for grapes.
Yep.
So
That
I
is-
love it.
Yep, that's great.
So we do this all the time.
So here's the hack. Yeah, put them on a lid and then put another lid on top and then use the knife in the middle. Watch this magic.
yeah, and
magic
it's going to
trick.
be a chunky pico because I just got these. I love these cherry tomatoes.
I do too. That's the only thing you can get in the wintertime. That's
Yeah, I didn't want the plum ones didn't look good.
Yeah.
So I'll do that after that sits a little bit longer. But for all of those, and then this is another thing I saw on her show.
Okay.
I really love her show.
Yeah.
You put a smaller container in the bowl, and then you put the corn on it, and so then it falls into the bowl.
Ah, genius.
I've seen people use a bundt pan and do it too, but this
Okay.
works really good. So you can just cut this down and turn it.
That's smart.
It's so weird the times we're living in. That I got like the last 2 packs of chicken at the store, and this was the last pack of
No
corn at the store.
way.
Yeah, Sunday's the worst time to shop.
You need to order from our friends at VW Family Farm.
Oh really?
They deliver
Yeah,
to our store on Thursday.
I do need to do that. My
Big
dog was
chunks.
out. He'd get that. Yeah, I was like,
He likes onions.
He likes everything. We
Ah.
have to put him up because our kids will feed him.
Oh,
Like
yeah?
they just feed him everything. So then, this is peppers that hurts my hands, but we'll see here. Okay. So I'm going to cut it in kind of bigger pieces just so I don't handle it too much.
Is it the inside that bothers you
think
or the
so.
outside? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to show you a trick.
Yeah, because...
I'll show you. Okay, so let me show you a trick where you don't have to handle
Yes.
it. Well, I mean, you still have to handle that.
Yeah.
But I use, okay, here, let me show you.
Yeah.
Here, you hold the, so I'm going to show Kristen my trick that I use, and I showed y'all on the last, one of the videos that I made, the dill mashed potatoes. If you don't want to handle it so much, you just slice it like that and slice it like that. And then you can just hold the end.
Oh, yeah.
And then you just cut it up to the seeds, and then you're done with it.
Red onion, 4 ears of corn, and 1 poblano pepper.
Okay.
And I'll use this lime one again.
Persian lime olive oil.
Actually, I'll use the chipotle one because that'll be good.
Oh.
So I kind of put similar seasonings as I do in the chicken.
Okay.
But this is on medium.
And the chipotle oil gives it a smoky flavor. And if you're gonna make a salad dressing, the chipotle oil is really good mixed with pineapple balsamic, and you can mix those two together about half and half for a salad dressing.
So we'll add this in here. Scrape all the liquid from that corn out.
Corn. I just love the sound of street
Have you
corn.
not had street corn before?
Yeah, I've had street corn,
Yeah.
but I just love anything that has the word street in it
Yes,
and it has food
yeah.
in it. I just love it because it means it's fresh, and it's good. It's fresh. You know, I
Yes.
just love anything street tacos, street corn. Yeah, I love it.
So just stir this around. It's probably about 2 tablespoons of that oil
Yeah,
because this is a lot. This skillet's really big.
yeah.
Um,
That is a big skillet.
yeah, it is.
Have a
I
big
love
one
it.
like that.
So do this.
They're heavy.
Yes.
So you know how we were telling y'all about, or I was telling you about Kristen having a TikTok where she does a lot of cooking and stuff. So if you want to go there and find her, it's at kristen.a.k. Right?
Mhm. And it's Chris10 because you spell my name like the number 10.
Okay.
So I always do that because
Okay, tell them again.
it's Chris10.a.k.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Here, if you want to see how the kernels are like fuller and more brighter yellow, and the onions are getting a little bit translucent, which is perfect. I added a teaspoon of chipotle powder and probably a half a teaspoon of cumin to this.
Okay.
And then salt and pepper to taste, however you like.
Yum.
So-
Make you some street corn.
Yes, this is so good. Do that over it.
I use the Persian lime on a lot of recipes where I'm making anything, any kind of Mexican food because, yeah, it gives it lime flavor. And especially if you need oil anyway, then you might as well be using some infused oil and give it the lime flavor. So, yeah, I use it a lot. And that's what I do with the tortillas. That's what you're going to use with the tortillas?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
So y'all can see the tortillas being cooked in the Persian lime oil. Not like you'll be able to tell by seeing the Persian lime oil, but you'll be able to see, yeah, cooking cooking tortillas in a skillet looks like.
And
If you've never done it.
Normally I put probably like a half a stick of butter in here,
Uh-huh.
but I'm going to use the butter olive oil
Okay.
on here.
Thank you, Mommy.
You're welcome. Okay. And it's probably about 2 tablespoons of that. So do that here. You can smell it. It smells like butter. Tastes like butter. It's delicious. Okay.
And before I came here, I was talking and about some of the viewers that probably have ordered recently and ordered the butter olive oil because our friend Jess made a video about our popcorn, and we pop popcorn in the butter oil. We cook eggs in the butter oil. We bake with the butter oil. I'm trying to think of all the other ways you could use the butter oil, but we use it in place of butter everywhere in our house. It's a really good way to substitute and to get the healthy fats if you're looking, for that reason, or if for any reason you can't have dairy, it doesn't have dairy in it. So yeah, that's a good. There's lots of other uses you can do than just popcorn, but popcorn is the most fun way to use the butter oil. So make sure and do that.
I gave little mini bottles of the popcorn or the butter, and then I gave them popcorn and some of them truffle salt and like different things. And then I made a recipe card for scrambled eggs and popcorn.
Oh,
And
for
then-
your coworkers
For their Christmas.
for Christmas. Oh, sweet. That's sweet.
Yes.
Can I let pickles out?
No way.
Pickles. Show me Pickles. You have a dog named Pickles. Oh my goodness, you're so cute, and you're in jail because you eat everything. I heard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
What's
so
our
cute.
cat's name?
Waffles.
Pickles and waffles.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's great.
Does we need a chicken today?
A chicken and what?
Yes.
Eggs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great idea.
For spicier, but I'm
So
gonna try
this
this.
is our new hot sauce that we got, and it is Hank sauce, and this is the cilantro. It is
It's good. Yeah, I
infused
taste
with
it.
cilantro, so y'all
Just a
get you
little
some of
bit of
that.
this
It's
in.
really good.
A little bit.
We also have an herb infused Hank sauce and the original Hank sauce. Now, just to let you know, the cilantro infused and the herb infused have cream in them. The original Hank sauce does not have any cream in it, in case you're trying to stay away from dairy.
Yes, and I'm gonna put cheese on this, so it's
Oh.
not dairy-free anyways, so it's okay. The cotija cheese, which is kind of like a feta cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And then for my rice, to sneak some veggies into my kids' diet,
Oh, smart. If
have
you have
my-
kids,
yes.
here's a hack.
I have, let me grab some spinach. So I do a bunch of cilantro into a food processor, and you could chop this up by hand, or you could put it in a blender if you don't have a food processor. But this works really well. I use mine all the time, so I think
And
I
if
use
you
it in
don't
the
like
last recipe.
cilantro, eliminate, just
Yeah.
omit the cilantro, and if you do,
Yeah, and you don't have to do this. It's just
Yeah.
a good I like the color it gives the rice too. So then I put probably 3 cups of spinach in here. I put spinach in my smoothies. I just like to get it in any ways I can. Okay. Then I'm gonna add that poblano that you chopped here.
Poblano pepper.
And then I normally do some lime, but I'm gonna use some more olive oil. So I have to squeeze another lime with the Persian.
Persian lime olive oil.
Because
Okay.
you'll need some liquid to help it go
I'm
in
not
here.
sneaking off.
Okay, so we've got, let me make sure we have, oh, normally I put green onion. I didn't have green onion, but green onion's
Okay.
really good in it. Spinach and cilantro and a poblano pepper. And so I'll just, this will turn into kind of looks like a pesto. So then I'm going to add a little bit more because I like it to be more of a pasty. It's kind of just kind of
okay.
chopped right now. And you could do this with just pulling out this top part, but I'm just looking at it to make sure. So then it's kind of like a
Yeah.
paste there, and so then I'll add this to that rice that
Wait
we
for
made.
me.
Yeah. So then I'm gonna actually get this lime pieces out. See how that's all dark now because it cooked into there. So I'll add that.
And your son will eat this too, and he doesn't like green.
Mm-hmm.
And how old is he?
He's almost 2. He's
Okay.
22 months.
So if you have a 2-year-old and you're trying to sneak some greens, Kristen said this is a good way.
I think I actually saw this on Rachel Ray too. There's only a few things I've done with her stuff that I didn't love. Get this in here, and then it turns it all kind of a really pretty green color.
That is pretty.
Watch the knives. There we go.
Good job.
And you can stir them up each time. So we'll put these in here.
I love that you're just having the
Yeah.
cherry tomatoes and have a big chunky pico. That's less work.
Yes.
And I love vegetables. I love lots of big, bulky or chunky vegetables. Now, if you don't, you can make them smaller, huh?
Yes, you totally can. Okay, so I just chop this up. Hang on just a second. So I chop this up and you just bunch it up.
And then put it in here?
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm going to chop it really small. So this is probably a 1/2 cup of cilantro or half of that bunch.
Okay.
Let's see.
Smells so good. I love cilantro.
And
So 18 minutes left on the chicken, and
I like
then we get to
chicken
taste
in my
this.
tacos.
Probably forever.
Okay, the tortillas are going in the pan. That's what I do. And cook them until well, it depends on how crispy you like them, really.
Yeah, I normally char them on my burner, but I want to try this oil.
Oh,
so
yeah.
if you have a gas stove, it's really easy. Just
Oh,
flip
so
them
you
on
just
there.
char them without any oil?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. And that keeps them, so this will make them kind of crispy if you like them a
Yes.
little crispy.
Yes.
Love you, Mommy.
I'm
Bye.
finishing up your tacos, baby.
Okay.
Mhm.
Do these. Is she leaving? Oh, okay.
Bye, Harper.
Oh, we need to turn our chicken off too. I think it's been over 5 minutes.
Can I have a hug?
6 minutes.
Huh?
Can I have a hug?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good to see you. We'll
So-
get to cook again soon, okay?
Okay.
Okay, bye. Oh, sorry.
You're fine. Cilantro and onion. So then this is
Oh, I can't wait
depressurized.
to see what this looks like.
So you can see. I'm gonna move this here.
Let the steam get away. Look at that. That looks delicious.
And then you just shred it with a fork.
Okay.
So it's shredded chicken.
I just have a
See,
cheap
it
one,
falls
like from
apart.
Walmart or
Like you can
Kmart.
barely
Oh,
pick
yeah.
it up.
Mhm.
So this is good for other meats too. Put this on the bowl. So if you like chicken thighs, this would be really good for chicken thighs. I personally don't like chicken thighs, but they would cook better.
What kind of chicken did you use?
This is just white chicken breast.
Okay.
Yeah, white meat chicken. It's really easily. And you can put some of the liquid over it if you want. If you think you went too far with it and it's kind of dry, you add some of that liquid and it'll make it moist. Up here. I'll probably add some liquid over it. Let me see here.
More tacos. Skillet's already hot, so it doesn't take near as long. Once you get the skillet hot, whenever you're cooking these corn tortillas, they cook super fast.
Yes. You have to watch them.
Yeah, you really have to watch them or you'll have super crunchy tacos. You know what I did? I don't know if y'all saw it was a really quick Thanksgiving taco video because I was really tired and it was after Thanksgiving Day and I wanted to make Thanksgiving tacos. So I made a reduction with the cranberry pear balsamic and I used mushroom and sage olive oil to cook my tortillas, and then I took dressing, just whatever you have to make, to make a taco that you want to put on it, whatever you have left over for Thanksgiving. And that's what I did. And I made Thanksgiving tacos. It was good. With
good.
dressing and turkey, green beans, and a cranberry pear balsamic. But I did the tortillas in the mushroom and sage oil. And that video was just Thanksgiving. It was only like 2 minutes, I think. So if you want to check that out.
And this is how I char them. So you just do that and keep flipping them. And then you could do it in the oil after that because it adds a really smoky flavor to it.
Okay. I don't have gas.
Yeah.
So.
We bought this house because it had a gas stove.
Really? Okay, so we are about to taste this delicious meal. We have the cilantro lime rice and the street corn and the adobo chicken tacos, street tacos. I'm so excited. Yay! So let's try it. And we have double tortillas so you don't lose any. What a genius idea. Who would ever think of that? Kristen would think of that. Let's taste it. That's the best taco I've ever had. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. That's the best taco I've ever had.
I'm glad.
You were not kidding. Yay! Oh my goodness. I can't wait to eat this whole plate. My family's going to be so mad because I'm eating here tonight. Okay, so you have to make this recipe. And if y'all, we're going to put the recipe in the description. And we'll also have the link on our website soon if it's not there right now, but it'll be there soon. But you can find all these products on our website. And thank y'all for watching, and y'all have a tasty week. Bye.